In this video, we are going to see the installation of two pneumatic vacuum elevators. The first being a two-stop PVE 37 with remotely located turbine equipment, aka split unit. The other is a two-stop PVE 52 with the turbine standard mounted on top of the upper floor cylinder. The PVE 37 is a through-floor installation and will be hoisted through the ceiling and floor of the home. The PVE 52 is a balcony-style landing and will not require any construction in the home other than the removal of a section of the balcony railing to allow door access for the elevator. Each elevator comes standard with 92-inch floor-level cylinders at each landing that house the door and locking mechanisms, and one intermediate cylinder per stop to travel to the exact height specification between floors. The process is exactly the same for other PVE installations that go 3 or 4 stops. Prior to the installation, the following should be verified and/or completed. Verify that the ground floor is completely level. Provide a finished through floor hole that is 2 inches in diameter greater than the diameter of the elevator. For example, the 37-inch model requires a 39-inch finished through hole to properly hoist and install the elevator. If it is a balcony-style landing, the landing area needs to be prepared to allow for the installation of the elevator. The platform build-out can typically be done after the elevator has been assembled. The elevator will arrive on pallets with protective cardboard boxing and sheeting to avoid any scratching during the manufacturing process as well as shipping. A truck with a lift gate will be required to offload the freight if it is delivered to a private residence. It is recommended to remove the protective sheeting prior to hoisting the cylinders in any area that will not be accessible once the elevator is fully assembled. Typically, this is referring to the intermediate sections. Once the protective sheeting is removed, it is recommended to clean the exterior of the polycarbonate panel with a non-ammonia-based plastics cleaner, as this will be the last time that particular section will be accessible to clean. If you are not able to provide a reinforced eye-hook to hoist the cylinders, set up the installation tripod at the top landing. It is also possible to walk the upper floor cylinders up the stairs if the access is wide enough. Once the cylinders are ready to be hoisted, the order of lifting is from the top floor down. To start the process, begin with the head unit equipment being hoisted up and put to the side of the top floor. If it is a standard configuration PVE 52, you may hoist the whole elevator from the head unit if your clearance allows. The PVE 37 head unit must be hoisted up individually and set to the side. Now it is time to begin with the hoisting of the cylinders. Set the P1 upper floor cylinder in place at the ground floor in the center of the whole area to be hoisted. Install the assembly spider hoisting equipment inside the cylinder in preparation of hoisting. Raise the P1 upper floor cylinder to a height that you are able to position the intermediate cylinder beneath it to attach the two cylinders. Prior to joining the P1 and intermediate cylinder, install the male and female fitting connectors and place a bead of silicone around the top lid of the intermediate cylinder. Slide the intermediate cylinder into place and then lower the P1 cylinder on top of the intermediate cylinder to make the connection. If clearance was a problem with hoisting up the cylinders from the top down, you may need to hoist each individual cylinder to its appropriate landing, set them to the side, and then stack from the bottom up. Once the cylinders are firmly joined together, open the band carefully to brace the two cylinders together. Adjust the band closing tool to ensure the band is securely tightened. tighten the Allen square head screws. Adjust the connectors of the coupling joint. Pass the cable through the intermediate column and take it out through the lower window. Once the connections have been made, fix the cover plates back in place. Now it is time to install the ground floor cylinder. With the male and female connectors already in place on the ground floor cylinder, hoist the assembled cylinders with the lifting gear to a high enough position that you are able to slide in the ground floor cylinder with the cabin inside. Once in place, lower the upper cylinders to secure all of the cylinders together. Assemble the band to brace the cylinders together and tighten with the band closing tool. Make the connections between the cylinders and then fix the cover plates back in place. Installing the head unit. Align the travel cable column of the head with the assembled cylinders. The controller will always go over the door of the top floor cylinder. Assemble the band to brace the head unit to the upper floor cylinder and tighten with the band closing tool. Making the electrical connections to the head unit. Take the travel cable from the top of the cabin and pass it through the bottom opening of the head, making sure it first passes through the thinner, smaller component of the compression fitting. Once the travel cable has been passed through and is now accessible in the head unit, make sure the cable is firm, taut, and pass it through the top part of the compression fitting to secure the travel cable in place. Now make the wiring connections to the controller. If it is a split model, all of the head unit equipment will be remotely located using a split plate on the top of the upper floor cylinder and two 4-inch PVC pipes that run up to 30 linear feet away from the elevator. All wiring and connections will remain the same. With a split unit, it is imperative that the head unit equipment is properly protected and drawing clean and conditioned air for optimal performance of the elevator. Once all wiring connections have been made, connect the main power supply to the 220-volt receptacle. If the doors were taken off prior to installation, replace the doors and install the door closers to ensure smooth opening and closing of the doors at each landing. Remove all of the polycarbonate protective sheeting if it has not been done already. If needed, regulate the speed of the hydraulic door closers by adjusting the screw on the side of the closer equipment. If necessary, adjust the male and female fittings of the door interlock pin to ensure they are properly aligned. Install the floor and ceiling trim rings to create the finished look at each landing. Rings are provided, but can also be custom built by a local carpenter. Now that the elevator is fully operational, to complete the installation, provide the customer with the user manual and triangle safety key, along with showing them the complete operation of the elevator.